Well, hello there. It's October 31st and we are expecting about 10 centimeters of snow tonight. Even though we've been preparing diligently for winter, it always seems like the last minute rushes. So today I'm actually going to move my rabbits into the chicken coop as planned for the winter, making it easier for us to feed and water them instead of coming down to the barn. And we're just packing up. I'm gonna go and pick the balance of my kale. Totally has to be done today because I don't want it under the snow. Pick the balance of my mint. Kale actually is gonna be for our Saturday soup. Okay, so keep an eye out for that. And welcome to real life on the homestead in Ontario. This is what we do. I'm Marie. It's gonna be a busy day. First thing I'm gonna do is grab my rabbits and give them a toenail trim, since if I'm handling them, might as well give them a pedicure for their winter retreat. You guys ready to move? You get a pedicure first. Let me just talk to you about my rabbits for a second. I've harvested all of them, and I've kept my 2 breeding does and a buck. Now, one of the beauties of raising the New Zealands is their nails are clear, so you could easily see the quick through them. When I'm doing their nails, I always keep some quick stop nearby. So I make my own septic powder with yarrow, and I will show you that on one of my medicinal videos. I'm wondering if I can bring this here closer so you could actually see how their nails are. Let me see, how am I gonna do this? Okay, so there's their nail, and I don't think you can see. Can you see the red underneath the quill? Anyway, I've got a good habit of knowing how far I can cut without making them bleed, but I am prepared that if they bled, to stop it right away. Now, one thing I do find, I like to try to calm them down before I do this, because I do like them to not fear me. But what I find works really well is I take a towel, and I always use a white towel because I can bleach it later, just to disinfect it, of course. But what I do is I wrap them in the towel, especially their head, so that they're not seeing what's going on. It just calms them. You know, it's one of those soothing things. And then I grab 1 foot at a time, and I really do want you to see this in case you've never done this before. So it's super important to trim their nails regularly, because see how much they've grown? I trimmed these about 3 months ago. Can you see that? Can you see how sharp they are? They grow through the cage. So there's nothing stopping them from growing. They get quite long. And use a good quality nail clipper. Don't cheap out and get a dollar store thing. This will last you forever, so just invest in a decent one. I use it for all my animals. Disinfect it in between, of course. Hygiene's good, even for your pets, you know, and your farm animals. So that's 1 foot already done. It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. Let's move you around. One thing I also do is I make sure that I have foot mats on the cages for them, just so that they could rest their hocks, so their hocks aren't up against metal or anything hard. It's just easier on their bodies. So as you can see, none of them have sore hocks. When you have sore hocks on a rabbit, it actually shows the skin pad and there's calluses. None of my rabbits have that, because they're not under any pressure to have their feet against something hard and uncomfortable. Okay, can I have that front one, please? Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, they're long. We need a pedicure and a manicure. Okay, sweetheart. It's okay. See, her head is exposed, so she's trying to get away. So I want to just tuck her in find that front hand. There you go, sweetheart. There you go. See, I believe that homesteading needs to be clarified to people, that we don't just keep animals, we care for the animals. They have the best life possible, including nail trims. Yes, we have them for the purpose of raising meat, but that doesn't mean that their life is not respected and cared for while they're here with us. Now, my breeders, I gotta tell you, I get a little bit closer to them than I would, of course, if I was harvesting. And I never end up harvesting my my breeders. I actually feel like they become, I don't know, a little bit affectionate. Why did you twitch? I didn't cut you. So I've just done the 3 rabbits and not one of them bled. So I'm getting pretty damn good at this. Hi, sweetheart. Can we say hello? Can we say hello? So there you go. Say hi to everybody. This is my youngest doe, but she has already had a couple of litters. So I am going to go down to the chicken coop now. I'm going to move them in. And I'm also going to set up the hay bales underneath their cages to collect the urine, because this is a trial for us. I'm going to be very honest. This is a trial for us. We've always kept the rabbits in the barn, and even over the cold of the winter, they're fine. They do really well in cold weather. It's the heat that actually hurts rabbits. So what we're going to try and do is just move them up to the barn so that the chicken coop, so that it's easier for me to feed and water. Now, these are the pads that I put on the bottom of their cages. It's rounded plastic. It's easier on their feet than just being on a wire cage. So I'm going to move her up to the chicken coop. The other 2 are already in there, and I'm going to show you how I'm setting up in there. Like I said, this is an experiment for us. I don't know if the scent of the urine will be strong, but how I'm preparing is I'm putting bales of straw underneath their cages. If I find that the scent of the urine is getting too strong, the ammonia for the chickens, the ducks, and the rabbits, I could just swap out an entire bale and keep it clean through the winter. It'll just be easier for me. If I'm finding it's not working at all, let's say after a couple of months, it's now December 31st. Oh my God, my brain is fried. It's October 31st. So I'm going to give it a couple of months. If I find that this is not working, I will move them back to the barn. They have a home here, so it's not an issue. I just think it'll be easier for trekking water to them and food to them rather than walking all the way down to our barn. So I'm going to grab my girl, she's wrapped in a towel, and I'm going to walk her up to the chicken coop. Why don't you come along with me? My thoughts were to put a bale of straw under each cage. But after putting one in, it's not going to work. What I'm going to have to do is just line the entire wall with bales to ensure that the hens aren't laying in between them or anything like that. Also, do you see the black? That's my repurposed shaving bags. I'm doing that to protect the walls from urine splashes. Rabbit urine does not come off the walls, so we want to protect the walls from that. So I'm going to just move in some more bales of straw and get these guys set up. They're all in here now. Hi, girls. Hello. Get off. Chickens love when I bring in fresh straw and they just friggin' attack it. So I've got them out there and that's what they're doing, attacking the straw. I think one thing that might work well also is having the straw under here. The ducks won't sleep in this area overnight, so that means that the rabbits won't pee or poop on them. Off the bale. Get off of there. Off of there. Come on. Off. There you go. Out of the way, sweetheart. Get out of the way. Oh yeah, that's going to work well. That is going to work very well. The nice thing of putting the bales like this, and we've done it before, where we just line all the walls with bales of straw, is it's an insulator for the winter. Hi, sweetheart. So this might work really well. It's just the urine scent. We don't know how that will affect us, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But this is what it's, let me grab this so I can show you. So this is what it's going to turn out like. We've got the 3 rabbit cages hanging on the wall with the straw bales underneath. Ducks like to lay under the chicken nesting boxes, which are actually our nesting pails. As you can see, there's one girl laying in there now. And there we go, some eggs. Oh, look, we got another girl laying. It's that time of day. They like it dark, so that works perfect. And our chicken coop barn winter experiment is on. We will definitely follow up in the spring to let you know how this worked. The idea is you want to feed your animals and keep them warm, but not stress yourself out and make it easy for yourself. We are not a full-fledged farm where we have the barn going. So if we have one place to care for our animals, it makes more sense. Now, one thing I didn't mention is, hi, sweetheart. One thing I didn't mention is we can't use our watering system for the rabbits over the winter because it does freeze. So what I do is, let me show you here. I use these ceramic bowls and I just swap them out. So I fill it, and when it freezes, I just swap it out with a new one. And that works really well. I do not put any other water in the chicken coop. I don't want the ducks or the chickens splashing the water onto the ground and having it freeze. So these guys will be the only ones with water in the coop. And just thought of it, I think I'm gonna add another layer of straw to the top of the beehives, just to make sure that we keep them warm all winter. There is never too much insulation. Well, I think they're cozy for the winter. Now, we will leave up our solar fence until, I'm going to say, the first week of December. That's when we know that the bears are in hibernation. And then we can take it down for the winter, and then, of course, put it up in spring prior to them coming out of hibernation, because the bears do take out the beehives. We've lost many beehives in the past. But I think for now, this is good. They're protected for the winter. That one looks off. That looks better. And the reason we don't keep up the fence all winter, number one, bears are in hibernation. We don't need it. The other thing is, if the solar fence is in contact with tall grass or moisture, it takes out the current, so it doesn't work. So right now we'll just, like I said, keep it up for another month, and on to the next project. I'm friggin' getting pooped, and it isn't even 11 a.m. yet. Real life, I tell you, real life. Need to get this kale picked for Soup Saturday, which will be Zuppa Toscana. And I will not only make the soup, I will show you how to can it for future use. We are just making it. It is starting to snow. Some of these are already frozen, so they're going in for the chickens. Look at the amount we still have to process now. Kale is always the last thing I harvest. Chickens are getting quite the treat. And the ducks too. Ducks love greens. They're gonna love this. Well, we made it. We beat the snowfall and we're ready. So if you want to continue to watch us through the winter months, see what we do, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and always go out, live your best life. Enjoy the weather. It's beautiful out here.